Hi there, come on in. It is Thursday night, September 9th, 2004, and we have a unique show coming up because we're going to go back exactly 10 years ago to a topic that's in the news again. The controversy is the same. The arguments of 1994 are being debated again in 2004. Fred will explain this sportsman in the law topic in just a moment, so stay tuned. I'm Zachary Trost, and we're going to show you how some things never change for the practical sportsman.
From the rugged shores and woodlands of the north, it's history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fishery. To the farmlands of the southern counties we'll look around, my friend, at all that waits the sportsman in the state of Michigan. And sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can. It tells you all the beauty in the state of Michigan.
As our human population increases and as our communication technology gets more developed and people can talk and argue over the phone, on the radio, on television, and through the web, in newspapers, people spend an awful lot of time fighting amongst themselves and trying to control each other. Now, we have this idea that passing more laws will solve all of our social ills. People seem to be more concerned about how they can stop other people from doing what they're doing than we spend enjoying our freedoms to choose what we want to do. Seems to me that we're becoming a pretty intolerant society, which is a concern to organizations like the Practical Sportsman Foundation. We'd rather promote responsibility than regulations. Now, the infamous assault weapon ban passed exactly 10 years ago, and I put together a show on that subject. Here we are again. The ban is up for review. The arguments are the same. You might as well hear once again how this issue is relevant to sportsmen and the law.
Hello, my name is Leroy Pyle. I'm a police officer in San Jose, California. And during most of my 25-year career, I've been involved in firearms training, a little training, education, and also competition. As a result, I've also gotten involved with private citizens using firearms, a lot of safety, schools, and a lot of competition. I'm familiar with some of the controversy involved with firearms now, a lot of emotions. In fact, we're about an hour and a half away from Stockton, California, where I'm sure you're aware of a recent tragedy. I don't mean to belittle that tragedy. I can share those emotions. About a week after that, I had two of my partners killed on the streets of San Jose, so I understand the emotions. But part of my job as a police officer for all these years has been to cut through the emotions and get to the facts. That's the only way you can settle an issue. You have to have the truth. I'd like to share a little bit of the facts with you because I honestly feel that some of the emotions here have impaired any ability to make a good judgment. I have some firearms available that I'd like to show you. I have some in fully automatic, I have some in semi-automatic, and I have some that were designed for hunting. I'd like to show you a comparison, and I think if you have a little better understanding of what these firearms really are for, what they do, what they look like, you too can maybe cut through some of the emotions and make what I hope would be a good decision. The confusion and misunderstanding over firearms is a result of the mislabeling. I have firearms here on the table. I have a fully automatic assault rifle, and many times the press likes to use those words, trigger words if I might add, assault rifle, military, fully automatic. This is the fully automatic firearm. It's an AK-47. Primary feature is with one pull of the trigger, it will fire repeatedly. It'll fire until you either release the trigger or you expend all the rounds. Let me show you. This is banned, it's prohibited, and limited almost virtually to police and military use. A citizen cannot go into the store and purchase this. And yet, this is usually one that's displayed on your television set. These are usually the terms used by the news media. This is a semi-automatic firearm, a look-alike, but very much different. One pull of the trigger, you get one round. You get another round, you have to pull the trigger again. Let me show you that. If you notice, these two firearms look alike. They look very much alike. They operate entirely differently. This one is legal, semi-automatic. This one is an illegal, fully automatic. They look alike. Here, I have a hunting rifle. This is also semi-automatic and one used for hunting game. This also, being semi-automatic, fires one round with each pull of the trigger. If you notice, these two do not look alike, but they function alike. They are virtually the same, only cosmetically different. It's important to keep that in mind. A person will say this is fully automatic. The uninformed, most of the time the press, will refer to this as a fully automatic assault rifle and this as a fully automatic assault rifle. Please, by definition, this is the assault rifle. This is the only one that's fully automatic. It's prohibited for purchase in the United States except by police and law enforcement. A semi-automatic is just that, semi-automatic. One pull of the trigger, one round. That's a technology that's over 100 years old. If you ban that technology, you ban about 20 million firearms. Let's take a little closer look at them. This is the semi-automatic technology I referred to. You notice cosmetically there is a difference, but if you get to the working parts, the actual action, they're identical. In fact, let me show you just exactly how identical. This is the military look-alike. If you take off a cover, the working part compared to this hunting rifle, take off the cover, and the working parts are identical. Again, semi-automatic technology. One pull of the trigger, one round. Entirely different from the military fully automatic assault rifles. I'd like to show you how a simple cosmetic change could lend to the confusion in this attempt to try to define something as an assault rifle. This is a very popular, very common semi-automatic rifle. It's in a very popular and common caliber, that's caliber .223. I'd like you to watch while I just change the looks and see if you can't see how it might get a little confusing.
Officer Pyle is making a conversion right here from a sporting rifle, one commonly used in hunting and target shooting, to a military-style rifle. And the conversion he's making is more specifically to an assault style, like an AK-47. But what does assault-type rifle mean? Are we referring to the way it operates or the way it looks? The big problem is that guns aren't a great deal different in the way they operate. There are only a few types of actions, and all of the fully automatic weapons, the true assault rifles, are in the same category as heroin and cocaine. They're illegal. What Officer Pyle is putting together here is a fashionable type of drug weapon. The looks are fashionable in the drug world because this looks like a military assault rifle, but the actual working parts are nothing more than hunting rifle parts. This isn't an automatic rifle, but it looks like one. It's not a military weapon, but it looks like one. In the minds of many anti-gunners, the fact that a semi-automatic hunting rifle can be converted to look like this makes it a military type or an assault type rifle.
As you can see, just changing from wood to plastic makes a big difference in its appearance and probably would even change a person's opinion. And is that what makes a difference, whether it has a wooden stock or if it has a plastic stop and maybe a bipod? The semi-automatic mechanism is common to millions of firearms, not just the rifle. I'm sure any of you shoot trap or skeet, you know that semi-automatic shotgun is very, very popular. For home defense or for target practice, the semi-automatic pistol is very, very popular. In fact, much more popular nowadays than the revolver is. Terms like assault rifle are hard to define. I don't know what an assault rifle is. I doubt very much if a member of BATF could tell you exactly what an assault rifle is.
Any type of legislation that's framed and drafted in relation to assault, what we're referring to here this morning is assault or paramilitary type weapons, there will be an inherent difficulty in drafting this. And the difficulty is that it's going to be very hard to draw a clear distinction between what we have as an assault type rifle and a semi-automatic sporting weapon. The assault weapon has a very menacing appearance to it. But this gun, technologically, as far as how it fires, is pretty much the same as a sporting semi-automatic rifle, with the exception that this firearm has an exotic type appearance to it. Put a standard type stock on it and remove the bayonet mount. It would also even have the appearance of a sporting type weapon.
Frequently hear reference to the fact that a semi-automatic rifle can be easily converted to fully automatic. That's not true.
Why? Because these military-style assault weapons of today are not easily and readily convertible without extensive knowledge and modifications to the weapon and or a substitution of available parts. Now, in my 12 years within the unit, considering the enormous amount of firearms that we have taken into custody, and that's over 50,000, I would say, and these including the ones from the hardcore gangs and from the drug dealers, our unit has never, ever had one AK-47 converted, one Ruger Mini-14 converted, an H&K 91-93 never converted, an AR-180 never converted. So this media blitz of many of these assault weapons or supposedly military-style weapons are being converted to full automatic is not true.
So millions of law-abiding citizens own this semi-automatic technology. It would really be a shame if you legislated against that technology, and it would be really sad if that legislation was as a result of just some confusion and misunderstanding, and especially by mislabeling. I hope I've been able to help you with some of this information.
When that feature was aired back in 1989, the big fuss over assault weapons subsided for, well, 5 years until now. When the crime bill is passed, we are faced with a ban on what's said to be 19 types of assault weapons. Now, I've heard that this actually covers somewhere between 180 and 200 different guns. Now, guns, I mean, let's take a look at this. Here's a gun that can shoot and hold, I don't know, 50, 75, 100 shots. It holds BBs. You say, well, a BB gun, that doesn't hurt anybody. People have been killed by a strategic shot by a BB gun. So even though this is a target gun, this can be lethal. We have other guns that can be used. Here's one that reportedly could be banned. We're really not sure on the language of this bill. It's called a Ruger 1022. It holds 22 cartridges, which are very small. A clip goes in here, like so. And that's how you load it. It holds 10, which supposedly is legal under this law. But if you take that clip out, you can buy a clip like this. This holds 30 cartridges, which supposedly is going to be illegal. Now, is it true that a gun that is capable of holding a clip like this is also illegal? Well, this is a little uncertain at this time, but a lot of controversy is flying. And what about shotguns? Oh, the anti-gun people say, no problem with shotguns. If you look at this real close, you can see the pellets in here. There's sometimes hundreds of pellets in a shotgun shell. A shotgun can also shoot a slug, like this heavy slug right inside here, an ounce of lead all at once, or it can be broken down into 15 or 20 buckshot pellets, which is what this is. Well, you could shoot this shell, this from a single shot shotgun, like this old one here, came out of somebody's basement, is all rusted, but you could put this 12-gauge shell in here, pull that hammer back and fire it, and it would be the equivalent of shooting 15 or 20 shots at once from a small handgun. That's the power at close range of a shotgun shell with buckshot. So you can see the problems that are looming here with the control of guns. One thing that we hear about is an assault rifle, what it looks like. This could be called a riot gun. It looks very much like a riot gun if the barrel was a little shorter. But you know, riot guns, assault rifles, they're all derivatives from military weapons, and they are used for sporting purposes. Now, here's something that happened at our hunting awards banquet last year. Very interesting story about a young fellow who used a riot gun. From what I heard in the story, this is a 13-year-old kid, Chad Keister.
Yeah.
Who's out there hunting with a police riot gun. That's what you put in your story here, Chad. He's out there with a riot gun, but you see his stepdad is a sheriff.
Yeah.
Right? So it all starts fitting together. That's what you use when, and 4:30 in the morning, did your stepdad wake you up?
Yeah.
Okay, to go turkey hunting, because you had to get to school.
Yeah.
Okay, you just say yeah, and I'll do the rest of the story. So tell me about this. You got out there in the blind, and what's the first thing you did?
Fell asleep.
Okay, good. You were honest about that. You did. For how long?
Oh, maybe 2 hours.
Well, that's good. The turkeys were all around you, and then what'd you do?
Watched them for a little bit.
And you pick out the biggest one?
Yep.
Took it with the riot gun. Read it its rights. Huh? But you went and picked it up all by yourself and
Yeah.
came back, jumped in the car. Was it a squad car you took out there?
No.
Okay, just wondering. Just be kind of cool. And you made it back in time to school.
Yep.
And did the other kids believe that you were out getting a turkey that morning and
No.
with a riot gun? 13 years old? I like it. That's America, isn't it? Boy and his riot gun. I like it. And the people here like it too. You know, when people say that there's no use for guns like that, there are sporting uses for a lot of those, and they're kind of fun to use. Congratulations, dude. This is basically what Chad was using, 12-gauge pump shotgun, called a riot gun, but it's very similar to what we use for turkey hunting. Speaking of riots and assaults, we have coming up an assault-style chili. Straight from Livonia, Michigan, Randy Melvin's recipe for chili. Now, can you see in there good enough, John?
Yeah.
Looks just normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it looks normal. The list of ingredients, I think I'm going to whip these by the screen while we're looking at this chili. I mean, this is a list that you might as well not try writing it down. You're going to have to write in for the recipe. There are so many. But Randy, this smells very barbecue-y.
Yeah, I use 2 different kinds, hot and regular.
Hot and regular. And there's some things in here that were identified by people who tasted this before. They thought it was okra. I don't know if I see any flashing. It's not okra.
No, it's jalapeno.
Jalapeno peppers, they're big and they're hot. This is, I think by now, probably the ingredients should have cleared the screen. There's a whole lot of ingredients in here. Let's scoop some out so we can taste it. Oh, I got some good little green things in here. We have a couple fellows back here. Go ahead. What's your name?
Craig Carrick.
And you are?
Les Labaza.
Okay, and you guys are from where?
Orient Township.
And I'm from Dryden.
Okay, now these guys just happen to be stopping by the museum right now, and I said, do you like hot chili? And you guys said?
Sure.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I love it.
Spicier the better.
Okay, here we go. Here's a spoon, and the spoon for you. So you go ahead. You keep going. We're going to keep an elapsed time on this, too, by the way, because right off the bat, they're going to say their first bite tastes.
It's great.
Wonderful.
Okay. The subject of conversation here is going to be these little green things in here. Is there anything else that's hot in here, Randy?
All of it's hot.
Doesn't look hot. It smells good. It has mushrooms in it, beans. How we doing, guys?
Great.
Good stuff.
It's warm.
It's warm. You think it's warm now? Keep eating. Keep eating. How'd you come across this recipe with all these ingredients and this hot stuff?
I just thought it up, you know.
Just kept adding things,
Yeah,
sausage,
yeah.
different meats, different
Yeah.
vegetables.
Yep.
Huh? What's it? Hold it.
It's getting warm.
No, the deal was you eat it. You don't sit here and look at me. What we need to do is run an elapsed time. We're going to have to compress time on this because you can't in the matter of a minute do anything. So you can just keep rolling, John, and they'll just keep. You got to keep eating because in order to be on TV, that's what you got to. No, keep eating. Keep eating.
Okay, all right. I need a bigger spoon.
Reading.
A bigger spoon. You want a bigger spoon? Give me a bigger spoon. Give me this one. Go ahead.
Gonna need some more in a minute here.
It's starting to warm up pretty good, I'll tell you that right now.
It
I'm
is,
feeling beads of sweat on my forehead here.
but you like hot chili though.
Yeah, it's great though.
Now,
It's got a lot of flavor.
Yeah, it does have a lot of flavor. Because you said the hotter the better.
Yes. I could even probably throw a little Tabasco in here.
I
Spice
got
it
it
up a
in
little
there.
bit more.
I got somewhere in there.
That's insane.
What's insane?
This is pretty warm. This is pretty warm. No, I couldn't add anything to this. This is,
I like to use a lot of Cajun spices with chicken and fish, so.
You missed the green thing there.
All right, we'll make sure we get that one. I'd go for another bowl. Got a side dish to go? How
Yeah, how'd you like some water?
I could handle
about a
it.
cold one?
So what do you have to say to Randy Melvin about his recipe?
Very good chili.
Real good, Randy.
Very good.
Real
Did a
good.
good
Thank you.
job.
Are there any warnings you'd like to put out with this chili, though?
Yeah, boy, it'll put a hurting on you. It's,
Probably
it's
melt
spicy.
some paint very, very
It's
nicely.
spicy.
Yeah.
And that's, you guys are not kidding.
No,
this
it's
this
good.
got a spice
Could be a
to it,
good
I'll tell you.
recipe. I'll try this recipe. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's good.
What was this?
Yeah,
a
a little.
cold? Your nose
Yeah,
running in
no, it's cleared the sinuses up real nicely though.
Randy, way to go. What a job. It's a complicated recipe, but one that is very entertaining to watch people eat.
By this time next week, squirrel season will be open, hunting season will be underway, and Fred and I will be back with lots of outdoor news. We'll see you then.
Real good, Randy.
Very good.
Real
Did a
good.
good job.
Are there any warnings you'd like to put out with this chili, though?
Yeah, boy, it'll put a hurting on you.